Ain't it what?
We are recording this, so if you have some friends that are not able to join, don't worry, we can send them all the video and this link and all the things.
Okay. It's moving.
All right, so welcome to Seesaw for Bigs, not just for littles. You guys know who we are, but Heather.
I'm Jessica. We're both ITSs at different campuses.
Yep, lots of campuses, but that's okay. We're here to help everybody.
Yes, and so in the Instructional Technology Department, our mission is to empower educators to innovate instruction so students have the skills to thrive in society. And our vision is that students will find value and meaning in the work that they are doing. Few housekeeping things. Please keep your microphones muted to help reduce background noise and distractions. If you would like, please keep your videos on so we can see your faces, as Heather put, your rock star faces. During this webinar, we are going to show you what lessons look like for upper grades. We are not necessarily going to go into the nuts and bolts of Seesaw. That is a different class, and that takes it's separate. So if you would like to know more about how to navigate Seesaw, we have some resources at the end of this for you. And we also have an opportunity for you to join a self-paced course so you can learn the ins and outs of Seesaw that is running from now until, what is it, early April?
Yep, April.
It is a self-paced course. It's run through CoAssemble. So it's pretty much like you go and take your courses, watch your videos. So we'll tell you a little bit more about that later. So again, we are focusing on specific instruction using Seesaw with this course. But where do we start? Okay. So a lot of people get bogged down in thinking, you know, their things have to be works of art. We don't need that. We also don't have time to be finicky and stuff. So Heather has found a beautiful example of a seesaw activity that you can start with. Go ahead and click that.
So this activity I created, it is literally just text boxes. That's it. There's no fancy audio recording or videos or anything like that. It is, I mean, just text boxes on the page, but sometimes the most simplest ones can be the most effective because you could do this on a Google slide, but the difference here is that the students can draw and record as they're solving that problem. They can hit the microphone and it will record their screen as they are solving it. So that way, and this is for math, that's why I'm saying solving the problem, but it could be really for anything, as they're reading a page in a book, as they're, highlighting important information, whatever it might be. So that is one huge benefit of Seesaw, is that you get to watch them solve it instead of just at the end seeing what answer that they chose. So on here, Jess is showing you literally there are just problem text boxes on each page for them to add, for them to go draw and record to show you what they know. And this one, at the very last one, they're creating their own problem, and it says have a neighbor solve the problem, but you could always do it to where they're in breakout rooms, or you can share, the problems in a different activity or something like that. But we wanted to share that simple one because sometimes I think teachers, especially whether it's Seesaw, Google Classroom, anything, sometimes we get bombarded with the fact of we have to make it look pretty and cute and awesome. And really, that's not the necessity. We just want to make sure that we are tracking whether or not they are learning the concept. We're still in the cute little ducky. And you muted, Jess. I don't know what you're saying. Okay, so these next two examples are going to have more details on them just because I really wanted the students to, dive into what was going on, whether one is inferencing and one is weather. So you notice that this one's a little bit more beautiful, but I tell you that there are tips and tricks to make it look beautiful, and it takes me just as much time as adding a text box, maybe a few seconds more, because there are websites like Canva, Slides Mania, Slides Go, that have slideshows that are already created, and then I just upload them into Seesaw and add the text. So you can do that in Google Slides as well, but with Seesaw, like we mentioned before, it's nice because they can record their answer or even add a picture or a video of things that they're doing. So I don't know what Jess is showing at the moment, but the first one is inferencing. And so this one is going to just show the students a story, and then the instructions are for them to highlight, read the story, highlight any words that stick out to them, and then they can go and tell what happens next. So Jess, can you see if you can click on the template? Will it show you? Oh, there it is. Perfect.
I'm trying. It's working against me, and I'm glad that we all see this. It does not happen to just
Yes.
all of you. While on the inside, I am raging against the slow machine.
Okay, I think they feel you. They have to do this all day, every day.
Yeah.
So anyways, on here, it has a story, and it just directs them to highlight what's in, sticks out to them in the story that helps them to infer what's going to happen next. And then on the first page, I just added a video for them to watch. And so that's inferencing one. And then the next one, which is the science one, is about weathering. So they are recording 4 different cities. They're moving these little tacks around on the globe to show what cities they chose, and recording, how much precipitation, what was the wind direction, kind of like a virtual science journal per se. So are you having some trouble, friend?
I'm going to, turn off my camera very quickly.
Okay.
Then I'm going to stop sharing and then reshare and see if that helps anything.
Okay. Well, do you want me to share since I have the activities up?
Yeah, why don't you show the activities and I will perform this.
That sounds fantastic.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Okay, I'm going to pull out the page that I need so it's not as confusing here. All right. Thank you guys for being patient, because sometimes it doesn't go the way you plan. So this one right here is the weather recording. So this could be for 3rd, 4th, or 5th. You can, make it easier, harder, add, different things to it. But on this template, this is where, like, these little red thumbtacks, they're moving it on to the map. So that way they're choosing a city that falls on the equator, a city that falls in the southern hemisphere. And then the next one, they're moving the dots to show on the poles to compare the temperatures. And then here they're moving the arrows around to show the wind direction for each of those cities. And the nice thing I like about putting these things in Seesaw is because they can add their voice at any time to help explain their thinking, or a video of themselves outside. You can, add one slide after that says, okay, now go take a video of yourself, outside in the weather, and describe what it's like and what you feel, where's the wind, is there wind, type thing. And then on here, they're just coloring the precipitation levels for each city. So that's a neat science one that, again, can be adapted to your class. And then the inferencing one, as we were showing you before. And holy smokes, look at that. All right, there we go. And I've talked about it enough, but just so you can see, this is the video that they can watch. And then each page looks like this. They read, they highlight, and then what happens next, and then they can type their answer. So just, some ideas that you guys can add on there.
Also,
And
if
then,
you have kiddos that have trouble with the typing, there are other ways for them to respond. So if you know that they're going to get hung up on the typing and the spelling, like my son, he loses that the voice to text a lot, but the typing of itself is a boondoggle. So he can record a little video of himself and put it in that box. So your students are not just tied to using typing or text. So you can differentiate that way.
so, oh, sorry, Jess. So there was a question in the chat about those websites, and I'll put the links to a couple of them in the chat, but all the ones that I mentioned are free. Jess and I really love free things. All of the websites that we have on there, she just put in Canva. They actually have Canva for educators, which is really cool. So the presentation that we are showing you right now, we created in Canva. And you can download slides as pictures. So that inferencing slide, that's what I did. I just took a template from Canva, erased all the text, and just brought it right into Seesaw. So I'll add, oh, she's adding those in there. Perfect. So Canva, Slides Mania, Slides Go, there's Slides Carnival, Flat Icon. And that is also something that we go over in the self-paced course that Jessica mentioned earlier. So we'll make sure to cover more information about that at the end.
So also Heather made those. She had a couple, she tweaked a couple that she had already in her library, but there is a Seesaw library. But wait, there's more. The Seesaw library is set up to, let's see, you can find a community of educators that have made Seesaw activities just like you would. And let me say, losing my train of thought, Heather.
So we're going to the district and the school library.
Library. So the activities can be sorted out by grade. It can be sorted out by content. And like I was saying, there's a community library with educators all over across the country who are using Seesaw right now. There's also our NEISD district where coaches are dropping in activities. Teachers who are making activities are also sharing it to the NEISD Seesaw library. And then you have your library for things that you create yourself. So the two activities that Heather shared with me or with us, are on there. And she could just as easily put that in NEISD's library. You can look up by her name and then find that activity and share it to your class. So if you wanted to do some team planning, one person builds all the math activities, they can share it out across your Seesaw libraries.
And I know some of you guys might already know about the library if you have ventured into Seesaw already. But the great thing about the library is what Jessica was saying, is that people that are from our district or outside of our district have shared really great activities. You just tweak them and you post them right to your classes. But what I like is the fact that all the hard work that you do to create an activity, you can share it with other people. And so it's like a win-win situation. So when you are in Seesaw, there is a green plus sign. And for teachers, you just click that green plus sign and choose assign activity. And it takes you to the activity library. So you can create your own, or you can view what other teachers have created. So Jessica's showing you right there, the green plus sign when you sign in and assign activity. And it doesn't matter which class that you're in, because if you've never signed into Seesaw, if you go to Launchpad Seesaw, it'll sign you in and you will probably see all these classes that are from your Skyward classes. So it doesn't matter which class you choose, just pick one and go to the plus sign and assign activity, and you'll be able to see the Seesaw library along with the school and district library and just everything that's already created. Because I love Google Slides. It's my go-to jam on Google Drive, but there's not just templates of lessons created. And so this is a plus of Seesaw, is that all these lessons are already created and you just click on one that you like. So Jess is going to find one for you. And this is in the community one. Oh, Star Wars. Nice.
Ooh, a Sith workout. Nice.
So you can choose one and then, oh, these are all,
there's an inferencing
there's
one.
mixed and improper fractions too. I saw that one. So you just choose which one you want. And then there's that little green assign button in the upper right corner and you choose assign and you can add it to your class right away. You don't have to edit anything or change anything. You just click assign and add it. So if you want to edit, and like we said, we can go into more of those details later for you. But right now, just because you're just getting started in Seesaw, that's the way to do it. Find one that you like, click assign, send it to your class. It's that easy.
So that was the community library. This is now the NEISD library. It works the same way, but this is from within the district. So you'll see stuff from your coaches and your fellow colleagues. They have
and curriculum specialist, all that, put stuff in there too.
So again, all grades. I'll pull up a 4th grade one. And that's pulled up 2,000 activities. If you want to filter it out a little bit more by subject, 4th grade, we'll say 4th grade. 4th grade. Math. 500 activities. And you've got things from using Go Math, you've got open-ended questions, Valentine's Day deals, and then there's your last thing is your library yourself, where you want to build from scratch. And we'll talk a little bit more about how you can do that easier. With a little help from a friend. Okay. All right, now it is time for the magic. We are going to show you how to build a lesson from scratch, but we're going to do it on the spot because it's good for you to see how we're pulling all these resources in and how quickly we can build an effective lesson that is not just going to be, just one and open and not like a worksheet. It's not really a worksheet. We want your students interacting. We want to hear their voice. We want to see their thinking so we can better identify how to help them. So I'm going to open up this poll. The first question is, what grade would you like for us to build this lesson for? Our options are 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Sorry, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
You're just adding all the grades.
Yeah, man. So good. And let's see.
Man, looks like it's going to be a tie, Jess.
81% of the votes are in. 9 out of our 11 participants.
Oh, it's these 2 that are left. You guys are going to swing the vote some way because right now everybody's lined up in the same.
All right, 10 out of 11. We got 90% of the vote in. And we've got about 10 more seconds.
Let's just do it.
Very good. And Paul, we are building a 4th grade lesson.
I want to click share the results so they can see how close that was.
Here you go.
That's insane, guys. Like by 1 vote, 4th grade won.
4th grade won. Look at the sketch there. All right. Second, what subject are we going to use to build this? So word study, writing, math, reading, science, social studies.
So even if you are not 4th grade, you can vote. Which subject would you like to see here?
All right, 9 out of 11, same thing.
Oh, I bet it's, I want to recount, Hector.
You don't have a clear winner. Yeah. Oh, that was even worse.
Now, oh man, it's a triple tie, friends, between writing, math, and science.
All right, I'm going to
end. We have to reshare the vote, and they have to vote. The social studies person Okay, who chose social studies?
We'll let you.
Okay, Leah, which one? You get to be the tiebreaker, friend.
Yeah.
Writing, math, or science?
Let's say science.
Okay,
All right.
science it is. Boom.
Great science lesson. All right. Very
Let's
good.
do it.
So let's stop this. And then Heather, because I'm getting my screen a little bit, it's moving a lot more slowly.
Okay, I will pull mine up. Here we go. All right, so instead of me like waiting and you guys waiting for me to dig through the IPG, if you are fourth grade and you guys are coming up on some science concepts, just unmute and tell us.
Moon phases.
Oh, yay, moon phases. Love moon
Phases.
phases. All right.
That's good. Okay. So one of the websites that I had talked to you guys about is Slides Mania. So, whoa, hello. And just to show you, we said it was free. We're not lying. It is all free slides. They have some that are specific for education as far as notebooks and all that stuff. But they also have, oh gosh. Yeah, and she has so much traffic on here now that now there are ads. But you can kind of go through and find one that you like to use. And you do not have to, but like this one, let's say I wanted to do, oh, it kind of looks like a world or something like that. Or there's like a news article, and then you can change it to what you want. And so if we're doing science and we're doing moon phases, let's see if I can. Am I missing the search on here, Jess? I don't normally search. I normally just like scroll, but.
No, I don't. I think she took it away. I don't.
Okay, so we're just gonna, let's just see. Slides Mania, moon. Let's see if or space. I should have put space. Space archives. Dun, dun, dun. Let's just see.
While she's doing that, okay, I know you said moon phases. What is the ultimate goal for the student? What does this, we're gonna,
To be able to identify the moon phases and the order they go in,
okay, all right.
and
Perfect.
name them,
Okay.
draw,
Name, order.
see, identify, visually see them and label them and know the order that they happen in.
So this one looks like a good space one. So I'm just gonna do open in Google Slides. And once you do that, it just says to use the template, and then you can just use the template here. And most of the time, like I said, I just erase the words and then just add the words when I get into Seesaw. So like this one, let's just say, boop, I'm gonna erase this one. So let's say I want this one, then I can just do file and then download. And I just download it as a picture, a JPEG. If I just want one slide, I don't need the whole thing. I can just pull out one page. And then let's say I want this one because I want them to order the moon phases on the screen. Then I can download this one too. So again, just file and I download it as a JPEG. Now, you can also pull in PDF. So if you wanted to do all of the slides on here, or maybe you already have a Google slide that's done with moon phases, it's complete, then you can do a PDF and pull those in as well. But for right now, I'm just gonna pick individual slides for the library. The activity. All right, so it's going to come up, right? Good job.
And so our vocabulary would be new, full, cool. Is it quarter?
First quarter, third quarter, waxing, waning,
Got it.
crescent, gibbous.
Got it.
Okay, so you can tell Jess and I haven't taught fourth grade in a while. We're like, wait a minute, hold on, tell us again. So when you are in the library, remember we just click the plus sign, assign activity, it pulls us into this library. I'm just going to do create new activity because we're going to show you just starting from scratch how easy it is, but you can always go and find moon phases in one of the already shared activities and then just edit that one. So, but just starting from scratch, I'm going to name it moon phases. You can also add little emojis, which sometimes helps for them to search. If you use the Windows key on your keyboard and the semicolon, it pulls up a little emoji window. And then I can just type the word moon and it will bring up the moon here like that. Or I can pick another one. But Windows key and semicolon brings up your little emoji keyboard. So I normally, and Jess can tell you how she does it, but I normally skip this student instruction thing right here, just because I like to kind of figure out what I want to do first, and then I go back. So I normally start with the template just because I want to figure out what they need to do. So I'm going to go to the drawing, because most of the things you do in Seesaw, upload, link, photo, all those options that you just saw, I went really fast, but all of these here, all 5 of these options all go to the same screen in Seesaw. This note, just to show you, is literally, it looks just like a note, a piece of notebook paper. There's no formatting, you know, it's not, they're not bolding, underlining or anything like that. This is really just typing. So this is nice sometimes when you want them to just focus on the words, but that is the only one that goes to a different screen. So any of these that you click on will be added to a page that looks like this. Okay, so on this page, as you saw before, I downloaded the pictures and they are at the bottom of my screen, what I call the downloads bar. I'm sure there's a fancy term for it, but I just say downloads bar. And then I just click on the picture I want and I drag it in and I drop it. Voila, there it is. And so let's say I don't want them to move the picture, then there are 3 dots connected to this picture. And I can click on those 3 dots and then I can choose what I would like to do. So I'm going to lock it into place because they don't need to be moving this picture around. And then let's say there's a video or something that was linked in the IPG, and just for time's sake, I'm not going to search through and find the IPG, but I'm just going to search on YouTube for a video that's about moon phases.
Vocabulary's moon phase was always my kid's favorite.
There's a brain pop.
Oh, brain pop, perfect. So
there's also, I'm sending you over a blank moon phase chart for a drag and drop and order deal. I'm doing that. I'm sending it to you in Teams right now.
Oh, okay. So I'm just going to stop this.
That is usually covered by
VRBO video. And then I'm just going to grab the link just from the URL up here on the address bar. And I'm going to copy it. I'm going to copy that link. And then over here, you have a couple of different options. Oh, there's my
made an appearance.
video again. There it goes. So text feature, this is the draw and record. You can also add pictures, videos, or upload things. And then the very last one, the 3 dots, you have shapes, backgrounds, and you can add links on there as well. I feel like things are going really slowly. Can you still hear me, Jess?
I can still hear you.
Okay, can you see?
Okay, I am, I'll be there in a second. I can see your screen. I can see the astronaut dude. I can see your linking.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. My screen's just moving really slowly, so I'm glad it's working on y'all's end. So you can click link, and then I'm gonna paste in the link that I got from YouTube. And what it's going to do is it's going to give me a preview of that YouTube video. So come on, link. Like this. Click on the check mark here, and then it kind of moves around, circles, and gives me this. So I can move that. And like you guys saw before, we can add the words, watch this video, moon phase video, whatever you want to do. But anything that I'm linking in here kind of gives me that preview image. So then this next slide over here on the right, I'm just going to choose add page. And then again, my downloaded picture at the bottom, I'm just going to drag it in. And then I want them to sort the moon phases. Now, I could go to a website like Flat Icon, which has a ton of different icons to use. I actually ended up doing the paid version of this website because I used it so much. But you can just search on here any different thing, and it gives you icons. Like here's some for origami and plants and stuff like that. Come on, moon phases, let's go.
For now, you have the blank in your teams because that's the way the kiddos are going to see it, or that is a way that they've seen it. You also need it in a straight line or circular. Did you see it in teams yet?
They're nodding. Okay.
You what?
I'm gonna let that load there.
No, I sent Heather a picture, a blank moon phase. So it has all of the phases and then lines. So
Yes, that's what we do.
is having that page in the back and then having the words, the tiles, and just moving and labeling them in the right place. That's another quick one that just involves you typing text and putting a picture in the background. What Heather's doing is also very cool because you'll have you can use the clip art, but you might not find like your gibbous and your third quarter and all that stuff in here. You definitely would find your crescent and your full if you wanted to, or if the IPG has clip art, or if you just have some, you can pull those pictures in. But for me, I just drop just the page and then you can move words around.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna close everything out that I have open.
Unfortunate, but true.
Yeah. So that's what happens when you have like 20 million tabs open.
So can you show them how to make the labels?
Yep, that's what. Okay, so I'm just gonna snip this, and it's not gonna be the best picture, but we'll make it work just for time's sake. Okay, so this is the one that Jess sent me here. And so I'm just copying and pasting it so you can see. So I'm just gonna make a new page down here. And again, you don't have to add a background. As you saw from my math one, I just added text boxes. And sorry if you hear yelling, there is a Ready, Set, Go class right next to me. They're having fun. So yeah. All right. So on here, again, I can click on there, and depending on the way that your picture is on there, the 3 dots, if it took up the large page, the 3 dots goes in the middle. But most of the time it's going to be around the border of the picture. So I'm going to choose the 3 dots and lock it into place. And then you can add text boxes just by clicking the T. And I would just add a question mark. Some of you guys probably have done that with Google Slides before. And then on the 3 dots again, instead of locking it this time, I'm going to go to the style. And this is where I can just take off the border of that for the question mark and then just move it over so that they can type in what they want. Now, if you maybe are just learning it and you're like, okay, it's going to take them forever to type the words, then instead of a question mark, you could type, what is it? Full
Full.
moon.
New.
Yeah. So you can just type one of the things, and you can even change the style to where it's more looks like something they need to move around. And over here on the right, I can change the color too. If I wanted it to kind of stand out a little bit more, I can change it to a different color. And then I can just stack them all up over here. So there's full moon,
New.
new moon, and you just keep adding all of those. And then when the kids get on there, they'll just move the words to the right spot is what they'll do. So there is the flat icon that has this. So if you wanted to use those, the other thing is on your emoji keyboard, they also have the moon phases as well. And your kids have the emoji keyboard too. But if you use a text box on Seesaw, you can actually create. So right now, I'm going to turn this here. Right now I have the style differently, so I'm going to just change it so it's like that. So again, I can just use my Windows semicolon. It gives me a pop-up of an emoji screen, and then I'm just going to type moon. And can you see that emoji pop up, Jess?
Nope.
No. Okay, hold on. I'm going to do new share real quick.
While Heather's typing that, I just remember having, this was one of my favorite units to do with my fourth graders. Are y'all still doing, like, you know, in the before pandemic times, the Oreo cookies where they had to create it?
Yeah.
Order it? Okay. So I'm thinking like even another page or a way for them to create the moon phases is to, since we don't all have cookies at home, maybe create your moon phase with something that you have at home for your virtual kiddos, and then snap a picture of it. So then it's their work, their moon phase, and then they can tell you all about it, and they can even annotate on top. If you have people, again, your babies that don't like to type, they can actually write with the pins that are at the bottom of the screen and record themselves saying, okay, hello, Miss Winston, this is the moon phase. Right here is the new moon. It's big and fat and blah, blah, blah. You can also have the kiddos, if they're using mobile devices, they can go outside, take a picture of the moon, snap a picture of it, and try and figure out where in the moon cycle it falls. And then maybe just have that there and write what they think it is and why. I love this.
So here are all the emojis, and you can add Windows semicolon. I type the word moon. It comes up with all these different moon phases. So then you can just pick one of them, and then you can just make another text box. And again, add another moon phase. And then they have to take those and then drag them around and put them in the right order, however you want. And you don't have to have the background like I did. You can make it to where it's just a white background. And then, like Jess was saying, you could have them, if they click on their camera, I'm going to turn off my video for a minute so I can show you. If they click on this camera, they can take a picture. So I'm going to take a picture here, hopefully. Yay, there I am. So I can hold up, I don't know, I wish I had like a moon phase or something, but I can hold something up and then I can take a picture like this. Okay. And then I can make it smaller, however, add it in there. I can also add a video on there. So let's just say it's here. So as Jess was saying, I can walk outside, or the weather one we were talking about, I can walk out and record the weather. And then I just press record. Start recording. Hi, this is my moon. Isn't it really cool? I'm showing the blah, blah phase of the moon, blah, blah, blah. And then I can pause it. I can walk somewhere else and say, oh, in the front of my house, I can see it larger. So they can just pause and record as they go, which is really nice because sometimes when the kids get stumbled up on their words, they need a second to pause it and think about it. So then they can just press again. All right, so now I'm in the front of my house and the moon looks even bigger up here because I don't have all the trees that I have in my backyard. And then they press that and they just click done up here in the upper right corner. And then it gets added to their drawing page. And right now you can see that I'm adding videos and pictures, and this is my template. So whenever the kids come in here, they would be able to see all of this in their template already. Okay, my cheesy grin down there and everything. All right, so once I'm done with my template, we're gonna say I've perfected it. I click on the green check mark. Oh, shucks. The thing I was gonna show you is the stuff down here that Jess was pointing out. This is the pencil. Any of these they click on, they can change the size. So they have a pencil, they have a marker, again, change the size from like a thin tip marker to a big fat one. They have a highlighter and a glow pen, and then they have the eraser. And any of these, they just move the bar on the side to draw it. So the glow pen would be really cool if they were talking about moon phases and kind of looks spacey. And then the highlighter is going to be nice when you have reading, and they can highlight the different parts or vocabulary words that they see. It goes right over the text or the picture that you've added in.
Okay, Heather, I'm going to stop you. We are at 4:29. This is, I think we said we were stopping at 4:30, but I wanted to share this last page with them before we go on.
Yeah, so before I stop sharing, I have the activity name and I have the template, and all of these things are options here that I could add, but really I can save it and assign it to my students with just a title and a template. So you can get fancy and you can add other things like the multimedia, like example page, but if you just put a title and you put what you want them to do, it's done.
And that template is the equivalent to all of the kids getting their own copy. So right. That's the equivalent. So everybody gets that same template with her extra directions, her extra support. So these are some previous courses that were offered for Seesaw. We have a whole playlist of specifically made for Seesaw. Then we also, here's a link to our Seesaw 101 class that's currently in Eduphoria that we can share with you. And then the very last is, if you have questions or need clarification or want to build a lesson, like please somebody tag me in to build some more lessons on this moon phase because I'm jazzed about it. If you would like for us or your ITS to help you build any of these lessons whenever you're ready to get started, you can fill out this form. It goes to a Google form that says, I want to build. You're pretty much going to tell me what lesson you want to build for, just like what we did today, grade level, and like when you want to roll it out, even for future units. Heather can help you. I can help you. Your campus ITS can help you. And what we are offering right now, any submissions will be entered into a prize drawing for a Starbucks gift card today. The drawing will be closed on the 19th at 4 p.m. and then we will let you know if you want a prize, if you so choose today. So I'm going to put that link in the chat. Please don't feel that you have to go ahead and sign up with us today to do a lesson, but we are there. Your whole ITS team is there to help build lessons like this for your kids that are tailored.
And I know we are over time, but I want to show one more thing before we depart, because you guys are coming from Google Classroom. I just want to share with you guys how easy it is to share these Seesaw activities into your Google Classroom. So this is my moon phase activity that I just created. So if I click assign, I'm going to assign it to Miss Miller's class, and I just choose assign. Once it's assigned, it is given a specific link. So any of the students that are in my class, so they're listed on the journal here, Alicia Keys, Blake Shelton, Chris Rock, all those. When I go to my activity right here, these three little dots, I click on it and I do get student link. So I can get the student link, paste it into Google Classroom right here, can copy it, paste it into Google Classroom. I can paste it right now into Zoom so the kids can click on it right away. But this student activity link will take those students who are in your Seesaw class directly to that activity, so they do not have to like log in Seesaw, go to the class, find the activity, they will go directly there. So a lot of teachers that I know who are using both Google Classroom and Seesaw in Google Classroom have just linked like on a Google Doc or something, or in that assignment, they just linked that Seesaw activity. So all the kids have to do is just click that link and it pops up the activity that's posted. So just heads up, I know we're over time, but I just want to make sure you guys knew that that is a great way to share what you've created or that you found and have assigned. So we will stick around for a minute or two and see if you guys have any questions, but please feel free to post in the teams at any time and let us know if you have any questions along the way. Thank you guys for coming. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.